Hey guys, following the WoW creation video, following the ESO Morrowind MMO hype, I figured I'd create how to create or what class you should choose video for ESO. Same as WoW, it's got its own. It's got if you're casual, it suits you. If you're hardcore, it suits you. Uh, but yeah, let's just jump straight into it. Okay, as you can see straight off the bat, male and female. Obviously, let's just go name. Epic potato, that'll do. So, okay, in WoW there's two factions, right? You got the Horde and the Alliance. In ESO there's three. The Daggerfall Covenant, which is the Bretons, the Orcs, and the Red Guards. Aldmeri Dominion has the High Elves, Wood Elves, and the Khajiit. Ibnhart Pact has the Argonians, the Dark Elves, and the Nords. Now, if you're like me and you already own the, I don't know what it's called. There's an upgrade you can get where pretty much you can choose any race for any alliance. Uh, so that's fun to do. It's cheap, lets you expand your role-playing options a bit. Also, you can get the Imperial Edition, which lets you create Imperials, and they are quite a fun mixed class to play. But for now, let's just say if you're stuck with the basic edition of Skyrim, the basic edition of ESO, then let's just go. Okay, if you want to play Daggerfall Covenant, then it's the same thing. You're gonna mix your class with your races a bit. You might as well take advantage of the bonuses that they have. Let's just say, by the way, each alliance has each different starting factions or whatever. Obviously, you go through different leveling zones. Yeah, it's fun. Let's just say, okay, let's just go class. As of now, there's 4 classes. Obviously, with Morrowind comes out, there'll be the Warden. I personally think there's going to be a 6th class as well. It balances out nicely, unless they just move this along a bit. Anyway, personally, so you got the Dragon Knight. If you're casual, it's a standard sword and shield. Obviously, what these weapons you wield doesn't apply to hardcore players. Hardcore players tend to change to meet their requirements, I guess. So Dragon Knight, standard, your sword and shield. Minor tanking rolls, great damage. It's pretty cool spells. Half dragon, I guess. It's fun. If you came here from Skyrim and you want a similar character creation roleplay, go for a Dragon Knight. They're as close to the Dragonborn as you're gonna get. But yeah, it's pretty fun. You got the Sorcerer, obviously your basic casting class. Fun. You can summon things. You got great spells. Rely on healing potions, I guess you could say. They don't really have that many healing spells, depending on what you use. Again, for weapons. But yeah, tend to use staves, staffs, whatever. Yeah. You got the Nightblade. I guess this is the rogue class. Fun, they can sneak away, got camouflage, they got dual wood weapons, they can do mad damage. They got speed as well. And yeah, they're a pretty fun class to play as well. And you have the Templar, which is similar to the Dragon Knight, obviously, except it's more or less the tanking healing spec. As I said, restoring health, magic, and stamina to allies. So they're a really good restoration slash tanking class. They wield usually, if you're a novice, they wield two-handed weapons. And yeah, similar to WoW, this game has 3 armor tiers. You can check the champion gear for different races. They have different, each race has different gears that they can craft. It's pretty cool. So the Templars and the Dragon Knights, they both use the heaviest armor. Sorcerer uses a light armor, and the Nightblade uses like a medium tier armor. I would recommend sticking with each armor tier if you're a noob or a basic player, just because it's easy to get through. It's you don't have to worry too much about gear. It's fun until you get to the end game content. If you're a hardcore player, you usually tend not to care. That's also another thing. You don't have to use the gear that they recommend. Just because these 3, medium, light, heavy, light, medium, doesn't mean you have to use it. You can use like, I want a light helmet. I want some medium shoulder plates. Most hardcore players tend to change their gear depending on the stats of like bonus sets and stuff like that. Anyway, that's a whole different topic. But yeah, let's just say I want to start off with the Dragon Knight, right? And I want to play in the Daggerfall Covenant, just to make it easy. For now, you try and look for the class, unless you really don't care about extra stats. Pick any class you want for each alliance, doesn't really matter. But if you really do care about the specs, or the traits, I guess you could say, for each class, and you're like semi-hardcore, then you're going to want to look at this. Okay, so let's just say you're picking a Dragon Knight. They tend to use, as you can see here, sword and shield, so I guess you could say it's one-handed combat. Red guards reflect their ancestral legacy. Swordmasters giving the bonuses to shields, which you have, which is great. Stamina, which they use a lot. Stamina regeneration, which is also great, and stamina regeneration during combat, and duration of effects for food. Basically, if you're picking Daggerfall Covenant and you want to pick a Dragon Knight, this would be the class to go to. They've got bonus, traits that suit the class well, and at the end of the day, they could possibly keep you alive in a fight. That beard also looks so sexy. Anyway, but yeah, it's pretty, this one, the video is obviously going to be shorter. It's similar to WoW, just pick the class that you feel like playing. Let's just go Sorcerer. Say I want to play Aldmeri Dominion. Let's go High Elf. Increasing damage with destructive spells, which is good if you want to use like a destructive staff. Rate of gaining Magicka, also great for casting spells on the fly. Bonuses to base Magicka, and experience gain. So, it's all about just tailoring what you want to play, how you want to play it. And, yeah, that's basically it. As you can see, I've picked out my classes properly. My Templar was a Nord. They've got bonuses to two-handed weapons, and they've got cold resistance, I'm pretty sure. My Dragon Knight was he's a Red Guard, as I just pointed out, great for sword and shield. Or one-handed shield, whatever you want to call it. My Sorcerer is I believe it's a Breton. Okay. Let's just check that out quickly. Let's just go. Breton has bonuses to Magicka recovery, light armor, alliance point gain, and spell resistance. So they're pretty good class build as well, like for sorcerers. And then for my Nightblade, I picked a Dark Elf. Let's just check that quickly. Dark Elf, bonuses in stamina, which is great for sprinting, and casting stamina spells. Magicka, which, best of both worlds. You can have a balance between stamina casting and Magicka casting. Dual wielding, which is great because I dual wield. Fire magic, depends on what you want your offset weapon to be. If you have like a destructive staff or something, fire magic or fire bonuses would be great. They have fire resistance, lava resistance, which is great for the leveling area. They also have elemental damage, including frost, flame, and shock damage. So yeah, that's basically it. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like or join the comments down below. If you've got your own builds you want to suggest and you want me to try out, hit up the comments. I always tend to read them. And if you really enjoy the content, leave a subscribe. You'll get notifications when new videos are up. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.